Have you ever wondered where you stand in America's social hierarchy? Forget castles and clear lines. In the land of meritocracy, it's all about the unwritten rules. You see, in America, the whole social class thing is a bit different from Europe's old aristocratic setup. Instead of having fancy castles and clear lines between commoners and the elite, America decided to give the meritocracy thing a shot. But here's the twist. We don't have a fancy blueprint like they did in Europe. It's more like an unwritten set of rules, which makes talking about class really touchy. Even though some Americans might say they don't notice class, there's actually a sneaky social class structure still hanging around in the 21st century. Back in 1983, this guy Paul Fussell decoded it all, spelling out the behaviors and cues that tell you where someone stands in the class pecking order. Now, we're gonna dust off Fussell's guide and bring it into the 21st century. So let's navigate the sometimes bumpy, sometimes confusing waters of America's class system. But before delving into the classes, let's introduce the horseshoe theory of class. Drawing inspiration from political science's horseshoe theory, which suggests that the far right and far left often resemble each other, we apply this idea to social class. The invisible upper crust and the invisible underclass share a curious commonality. Both are essentially invisible to the middle classes, mirroring each other in their detachment from the mainstream. At the very top of the American social pyramid, there's the almost mythical top out-of-sight class. These powerful people, like Astors, DuPonts, and Rockefellers, are the unseen architects of immense wealth and influence. They quietly shape industries from the shadows away from the average American's gaze. And just below them is the upper class, known for privilege and pedigree. While they don't have the legendary wealth of the top tier, they have significant influence, often leading big companies or holding important political positions. Families like the Kennedys and Roosevelt show off the upper class, displaying visible power and prestige. Going down, we have the upper middle class. This group is very important in America's social structure and is defined by education. Professionals with fancy degrees like lawyers, doctors, and university professors call this place home. They value cultural knowledge, aesthetic refinement, and intellectual curiosity, representing the American dream of success through hard work and education. And then, of course, the middle class. At the core of American society includes a diverse range of jobs like educators, administrators, tradespeople, and healthcare providers. Stability, propriety, and independence are the characteristics of the middle class, measuring success through job security, owning a home, and the promise of a better future. Then there's the skilled worker crew like mechanics and plumbers, the high proletarians. They learn hands-on and not in big fancy schools. But even though they're super important, they still deal with issues like not knowing if they'll have a job tomorrow. Heading a bit lower, we've got the mid-proletarians. These are the folks doing jobs that don't need tons of training, like working in a factory or a store. They work hard, but sometimes it feels like nobody notices them. They also don't always get paid a lot or get chances to move up. Now let's talk about the low proletarians. These guys have a tough time finding a steady job or making enough money. They're a big part of our country, even if not everyone sees it. They come from all sorts of backgrounds and have been through a lot. At the very bottom, we've got the destitute. These are the folks who are really struggling, dealing with not having much money, not getting a good education, and often having health problems. They get some help from the government and charities, but it's not always enough because of red tape and people looking down on them. And then there's the bottom out-of-sight crew. These guys are in really tough situations. Maybe they don't have a place to live, or they're always moving around. Society kind of forgets about them, which makes things even harder for them. In conclusion, America's class system is intricate and nuanced, encompassing a broad spectrum of individuals with diverse backgrounds and experiences. Understanding these social classes helps navigate the complexities of American society, fostering empathy and awareness of the challenges faced by different segments of the population. Now, we want you to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments to know better. That's it for today's video, guys. Meet you in the next one, and until then, Don't forget to watch out for our latest videos on how boys and girls are raised differently in old money families.